for their content and do not reflect the opinions of In Touch Radio or its staff.
Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay. Welcome to In Touch News and Radio, where we're all reality stars. I'm your host, DR.Michelle Williams, with my beautiful brother and comrade in true, Mr. Walter Dunn III, and we have a special distinguished guest joining us in the studios today, judicial candidate Christine Edwards. Welcome, Christine, to the show. All right. Listen, guys, before we get into today's show, the calling number is area code 813-444-9588. But I want to give a special shout out to Miss Shauna. She makes scented delight candles, and believe it or not, this candle smells so good. It actually smells like a cupcake. Her contact information is area code 813-512-9178. I met her beautiful husband this morning out spreading her goodness, spreading her name as we're out ministering, feeding the homeless, giving out clothes this morning. They're coming over to me, showering me with gifts. And I'm just like, I didn't know how to take that. Like, I had to fix my makeup twice before I even left the gas station. Like, I'm crying in tears. Like, they're showering me with gifts, and I'm out there giving them gifts. So don't forget, guys, Walter, we were able to, last week, I put out a clarion call, went live on Facebook, and said, guys, listen, there's a company called Waymaker. They make pop-up tents. No need to assemble. You just open the bag up and the tent pops right up. So we were able to purchase 10. The tents were originally $50, $49.99. After the company saw how many I had to order, they reached out to me via email and say, what is this for? I told them, I said, it's for the homeless. I'm getting geared up for the winter months. We're going to have a brutal winter this year. They're already alleging, the meteorologists are already saying that we're going to have a bad winter this month. I just want to make sure that we do our part as the human race. So they dropped the price down.
Want a blessing come?
They dropped the price down to $25.99. So, and that includes, I'll eat the taxes. So just remember, guys, anyone that's still willing to donate, please send in your $30 and put the word tent in the Cash App. My Cash App handle is the $AskShell, AskShell, and make sure that you put the word tent inside of the comments. So once the tent is purchased, the only thing is we need 209 tents. We only have 14. We got a long ways to go. I have gotten in contact with the owner who owns the plot of fenced-in land right there behind the Advanced Auto Store. He says, I'm going to keep it mowed for you. But what we have to do, we need to elevate the land. So I'm looking for somebody that can grab. We need at least 50 sturdy pallets. We need 50 pallets so we can lace them with artificial grass, because once we put the tents down and set them, it'll be some type of cushion that will combat so we're doing it. We're making some moves. We're making some moves. So again, Walter.
She came in here. Listen, she came in here with this cupcake, and I was ready to eat. I didn't know it was a. I didn't know it was a candle. I didn't get nothing to eat this morning. I'm ready to get to it. She's like, "No, slow down. It's a candle."
And it's a beautiful candle at that. It is a very, very beautiful candle. Like this takes talent to make. Bezel is our engineer, so I'm just gonna open this up. Look how beautiful this is. This is a candle, and it's Christine. Smell this.
Yeah, well, I thought it was a gift for me when I came in today. I thought I was going to have a cupcake.
Well, my sugar be a little low sometimes. My sugar be a little low. I thought it was a gift for me.
Yeah, right. It is so beautiful. So I want to make sure that we support Shauna, Scented Delights, and this is just beautiful that her husband is out there supporting her. And it's scorching hot already at 11 a.m. in the morning. So we have to be mindful about things that are going on. You know, I got a football game to go to. My grandson playing over at Hillsborough High School. Today he plays Little League football, and I'm so happy. So, Christine.
Yes, ma'am.
You're running to be a judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The most important facts that we need for you to put out today is why you're running, your contact information, how we can support you, and what do you want to see change when you win?
Those are a lot of things.
Yes.
Lots of things. Okay.
Yes.
So I had always had this dream to be a judge. I learned very early that you had to be a lawyer before you could be a judge.
Right.
So I had to go to law school and I had to do all the things. So did all of that. And I thought maybe this would be something that I did later on in my life. And I'll be honest with you, over the pandemic, I really felt this urge to elevate my service that I had been giving in my private practice into something else. And I knew that I belonged back in a courtroom. I had an opportunity to go work for regional counsel, which is a state job. And that got me back in the courtroom after COVID. And after spending some time in that courtroom and being there every day, I realized I don't want a single day where I'm not in a courtroom. And so that inspired me to make that move now rather than maybe aspiring to do it later on in life.
Let me just ask you this, because I want you to break it down. When you say regional counsel, I know what regional counsel means.
Right.
Walter knows.
I definitely know what regional counsel means.
But explain to our viewers and the listeners and those who will come back and view this on YouTube what your position was at regional counsel and why regional counsel is necessary in certain cases.
Sure. So regional counsel is a state job, and so I work part-time with them. And they basically take conflict counsel cases that come from the public defender's office. So we do mostly defense work. In my job, I'm exclusively assigned to Marchman, which is a civil division. But as a whole, the Office of Regional Counsel handles dependency cases, criminal cases that are conflicted off from the public defender's office, and a variety of other things. So you could sort of akin it to the public defender's office in a way. But my job is in Marchman, which is a program or a court that's designed specifically for substance abuse disorders to help address those issues.
And that's been a widespread issue here that we've been facing here in the city of Tampa, Florida, period. But also in our county, Hillsborough County, you know, where we have a lot of parents who are going through substance abuse, a lot of children who are going through substance abuse, and people like you who we're in position to help, you know, those citizens get through those trials and tribulations. You know, we're just thankful that you were there. And I really think, you know, I'm an energy person. When I first met you at Candy Lowe's Tea Time, it was your energy for me. It really was. It was your energy for me. When I say I'm 100% energy, if I don't like you, you gonna know it. Michelle don't like it. Not that I'm just gonna disrespect it, but I'm just gonna say, you know, just stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? But your energy, and I'm just like, you know, so I've been researching you and doing some good research on you. I can honestly say I have not found any discrediting comments or commentaries or situations that you've ever been in, no scandals or anything like that. And that's what we need. We don't need judicial candidates that are running for one of the highest seats in the 13th Circuit to be involved in situations like this. Walter was drilling you before we came on the air, you know, and
she just don't know, y'all. She really has no clue. So I kind of like took it light on her, and I didn't give her the full clip. But you know, anytime we have legal minds in the room, people who want to be who are attorneys, especially now that you want to run for a judge seat, you know, it's just healthy, healthy communication. I like to pick your brain. I like to see where you're at because, you know, taking a step from saying I'm an attorney, I'm a defense attorney, I'm a family law attorney, to now I want to go sit on a bench where I have ownership over someone's life in your hand. 100%. You know, a lot of candidates want to put their name in the hat for the seat and have the mindset that I want to make a difference, but I don't think some of them, because we interview other candidates, have the mindset of I'm going to be responsible for somebody's life. I'm gonna have to hand down this 30-year sentence, this 27-year sentence. How does it affect him? How does it affect the family, the emotional standpoint? sometimes the judges their hands are tied because of minimum requirements, statutory minimums. So, some of those things affect people in different ways. And we have a candidate full of energy, young, says vibrant, I want to be this. And my concern is, are you ready to take on the public?
Yeah.
Because guess what? When you're up there giving out that time where things are going different or some things are going away, you got everybody in the courtroom doing this.
Looking at you. All eyes on who got that song?
Tupac.
All eyes
Hey,
on
B,
me.
can we blow that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, you have we can go sit in court right now. We can go down to Twig Street. We can go down there and sit in court. And when those decisions are being made, a lot of those judges, they try to look at their paperwork or the computer. It's hard to face.
I get that.
I'm that person that I got to do it to you.
I get that. And this kind of segues into a story that my favorite story that is about my uncle.
Okay.
One of my very first wins that I got an opportunity to be a part of happened to be a family member of mine.
Okay.
So my uncle was sentenced to a 30-year sentence for trafficking in methamphetamines. Okay. So here I am in law school. I'm not even a lawyer yet.
At Stetson?
At Stetson.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am, I'm working 3 jobs. I'm a law student, and I am, now getting jail mail, which is actually I think it's a term of art now. Jail mail is a real thing. From my own uncle. And he's saying, talking about his case and what happened, and I haven't talked to him in years. And so one night, after putting all of those messages and emails and all the things that I had been getting from him to the side, I said, I'm going to look into it, right? So I go in, I dig up all the mail that he had sent me, and I started reading through it. And this started an adventure, a journey for me that led to me working to help my uncle out of this 30-year incarceration. I was in law school at the time.
Post-conviction work.
It was post-conviction work, which you asked me about earlier. Again, in law school, I'm baby. I don't know much. I just know that what I was reading and what I was hearing from him, something was wrong. I had to bring it to the forefront. So I had spent a year, at the time I was working at a criminal defense firm as a runner. And this was a time when we actually used to go down to the courthouse to file our pleadings. Right. And so a firm had hired me to pick up paper and take it to the courthouse to file it.
Right.
And I would do that. And then when I was done doing that, I would hang out on the second floor of the felony circuit where the clerk was, and I would research my uncle's case. Took about a year for me to put it together, to start thinking about what I could do, where the issues were, the problems, just with that little bit of legal mind that I had from being in law school. And then I got up the courage over, about a year of investigating this case to take it to my boss, who had hired me to do the running. And I said, something's wrong. Something's wrong here. We got something. Will you help me? Will you help my uncle? And he was so gracious to take it on. And the whole team at that firm rallied behind filing this post-conviction motion, the 3850 that you were talking about.
Okay.
So we filed the motion, and I'm a law student. I'm nobody, right? And you can imagine in this circuit, everybody that's incarcerated is filing these motions. So it's a tremendous backlog.
There's over 52,000 filings from post-conviction motions every single year in the Florida Department of Corrections. I keep you guys with the stat line. Just wanted to drop that to you. So,
you're right.
So the 13th, I don't mean to pause your story, but the 13th Judicial Circuit gets a percentage of that 52,000 post-conviction filings. That's in the Florida Law Journal that gets published every week. That's in there. And it's in the Bar Journal newspaper that gets published. So they put out statistics on what was filed from prisoners every single year. But go ahead.
But you're right. So that requires a tremendous amount of oversight by the judiciary to review these and decide who gets hearings.
Who gets heard.
Who gets heard and who doesn't. And I will tell you, I remember the day that I walked back into that office, and we used to put the mail on the seat, right? Because
old school
stuff. You put the mail on the seat. And I walked into my office, and on that day, I was a lawyer. I had graduated from law school. The same guy that I worked for gave me a job as a lawyer. And when I walked into my office, there was the notice of hearing for my uncle's case. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna get heard? We're gonna get an opportunity to go before the court, and now I'm a lawyer. And I thought for sure, my boss was gonna handle this, because it's a big deal. It's a 3850. We know that they are rarely granted.
Yes.
It's a huge deal. My boss is going to show up, the boss that I have admired for a million years, and he's been practicing for 50 years.
Congratulations, you've been hired. Here goes your first case.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell you.
Here goes your first case. Get ready.
And I'll tell you, he said the night before that hearing, he goes, hey, kid, this is on you. You don't know, nobody knows this case better than you. You're going to go handle this case.
Right.
And then I didn't sleep or eat, and I threw up all morning at the courthouse trying to get to that hearing. And there was Bobby, my uncle. They brought him in from Blackwater. They brought him back from Jacksonville. He's sitting in that box. I haven't seen him in years. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. I don't have a clue what's going on. My folks are there, the whole thing, all the feels, And I was sick all morning, and I go into that courtroom. I don't know what I've gotten myself into. But it was successful.
But it was that urge in your belly. It was that tenacity, that judicial butterfly that floats in your belly when you want to see justice.
Dr. Williams, I had never contemplated an opportunity where I was going to win that motion and my uncle was going to be set free. That had never crossed my mind. I just wanted to do
the work.
Good work. And give him the best opportunity that he had. And that was the goal. The goal was do the best that you can, but knowing what the realistic opportunity was, which wasn't great.
There was a quote that I read recently. At the end, it's not what you have imagined. It will be even bigger. And I think, now that I'm hearing your story and being able to understand what that's like, trust me, I know it better than anybody, to put your hope, your hard work in front of the courts, and just across the hurdle that some judicial clerk somewhere thought you had enough merit in the motion to warrant a hearing. Then you get the step of getting him transported back from Blackwater, so he's taking all these backdoor bus rides from prison and probably going to get him in the middle of the night on a van, and he's brought back, and then he's sitting in the county jail trying to figure out, is he going to spend the next 20 years back in prison, or what you have put in motion is going to work? And you walking in as the lawyer now have that same mindset, because I hate to say it, and there's no shot at the judicial system, but, our community thinks that the judicial system is a gamble. It's not concrete, like, hey, there's not a diversion program, there's not this and that. It's a gamble, especially when you're coming from a post-conviction. You could have all the answers to get out of prison, but you may run into a time requirement where you can no longer file, or you miss that opportunity. So many hurdles have to take place before you get a response, because they put a show cause order, which is a state, the judge saying, hey, I think something has merit in here, and they give a show cause order to the state attorney, and then the state attorney is supposed to review it, they're going to go against you, and then the judge has the ultimate discretion of saying, let's have a hearing or not. Most of the 52,000 filings, just so you know, over 30,000 of them get denied every year.
Right.
So we have so many counties in the state of Florida, 52,000 post-conviction motions are usually filed every year. 30,000 of them on consistent basis is denied. So we're talking about the margin of error of people going into the courtroom is small from a post-conviction standpoint. And to know that you can come out and get a victory, it is truly a miracle.
So I appreciate that, because I understand that my uncle, having not had a niece in law school who had access, who worked for a criminal defense attorney, who had enough resources to be able to do what I did for him, that doesn't happen for everybody. I understand that. And that awareness is what has sort of shaped what I am all about. Because when you have a win like that, when you're so young, I was not years, months into my practice when I had that opportunity to experience what it meant to change somebody's life.
Ooh.
Right? And having that win so early in my career set the foundation of what I'm about. This was an opportunity for me to understand that the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into that is the same sort of blood, sweat, and tears that you have to give to everybody. You have to have an opportunity. And had Bobby not had me as his niece, he would be sitting in prison today.
And on that note, we're going to take a brief commercial break. We got to pay some bills around here. We're looking for some advertisers through for the Stay Woke show. So if you want to consider us, give me a call, 813-857-8170 to advertise on our show. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
By now, we're all aware of the dangers of COVID-19. Like others with existing health issues, cancer patients are at a high risk due to their compromised condition. If you are newly diagnosed with cancer, your care likely can't wait. Moffitt Cancer Center is the best place for your cancer concerns and to provide guidance to help you plan your next steps. We're here for you. Call 1-888-456-2839 or go to moffitt.org/here for you. Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted down 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen or sundown 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, push your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky. It's a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and giving you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Hey, this is Tampa Bay Tammy. Don't forget to pick up your copy of In Touch News.
When you've been injured, you deserve help from an attorney that knows how to handle your injury claim. This is Attorney Clinton Paris from the Law Office of Clinton Paris. For over a decade, I worked for insurance companies, and now I use that knowledge and experience to help people that have been injured. For a free consultation, call me, Attorney Clinton Paris, at 813-413-7924. That's 813-413-7924, or at parislawoffice.com. At the Law Office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt. Offices, Riverview.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers in the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
When it comes to reality radio, everyone is a star.
I know that's right.
On your smooth soul and R&B station. On the World Wide Web.
Access granted.
In Touch Radio.
Good morning, Stay Woke. Welcome back. I want to give you the phone number real quick just in case that you missed it. 813-444-9588. We have the hot judicial candidate Christina Edwards in the building with me and my sister in here doing a wonderful interview. Want to know some more things about her and what she wants to do for our community. Obviously, she wants to throw her name in the hat because she's tired of what she is seeing and wants to bring change. So you got to respect that. We're going to definitely put her on the hot seat, but we won't take it too much on the hot seat, because there are things that she just can't address because of her position and what she's running for. But we definitely want to give the community an opportunity to get to know her a little bit better. And without further ado, Welcome back, Miss Edwards.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate you putting your name in the hat for a judicial seat. You know, before our break, we talked about how the emotions go through with sentencing. You know, you were speaking, you know, from a personal standpoint on how gratifying it was to get a successful verdict. And we understand successful verdicts don't come too often, but we have a call. We'll definitely take this call and we'll get back to that. Okay. Caller, what's going on?
Good morning. It's Candy Lowe.
Candy, what's going on, Candy?
And I'm sitting here in Athens, Georgia, with my wonderful husband, DJ. We're going to be covering the game today. And I'm looking at the show. We're looking at the entire show. And Michelle, you really topped the town. You and your co-partner there doing the great thing, and have Christine there in the audience, in the studio. And I wanted to say the show is great this morning. Listening to you all give out such good information. Michelle, you've always given out great information to the community. And I just want to say thank you so much for all the work that you guys are doing in our community.
Candy, can you please give a shout out of the Black Business Bus Tour, what time everything is going to be, where the staging is going to be located, so when people come back to view this and they're watching it live on Facebook, they can have this information?
Yes, thank you for that. Yes, next Saturday, September 23rd is our Black Business Bus Tour. We'll be departing from 5101 North 40th Street in the Tampa Bay area. Buses leave at 9 o'clock, promptly returning back at 1. But our vending showcase and our food trucks, we have a couple entertainers that will be there as well. That is from noon to 3 p.m. Everyone is invited, Michelle. I'm excited to say this is our 17th year of going out, doing what we have been doing in our community, supporting Black-owned businesses. And Christine will be there.
Ow!
Let me give that big shout out. She will be on bus number 1.
Okay.
And where would the vendors be located at this year's, Candy? At the 5101?
Correct. 5101 North 40th Street. That's over in the NAACP space.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, Miss Lowe, I'm definitely going to have to get me a couple pictures next on the 23rd. And some barbecue, too. Just want to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying?
You are always welcome. And thank you for joining us, too, at Tea and Conversation, which is every second and fourth Saturday of every month. And that's been going on, Michelle, for 18 years in the city. So thank you so much for letting me jump on right quick.
Thank you,
all right.
so much.
Y'all enjoy the game up there.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Much love.
Okay. Miss Edwards.
Yes, sir.
Question. We appreciate you putting your name in the hat for the judicial seat, which we were saying prior to Candy giving us a call. Do you have any inclination on how many people in the state of Florida are sentenced to prison every year?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that the state of Florida, like if you go on the Attorney General website, that Ashley Moody, our Attorney General, has posted on her official website that since 2019, the state of Florida has a 99% conviction rate in the state of Florida. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things that you would do from a judicial seat to, I'm not asking to lower, if people are guilty, but I can't believe that 99% of the people since 2019, everybody's guilty?
Of course not. None of my clients are guilty.
That's why they call her. That's why we call her. But, I just think that, when we have an attorney general that's posting those type of numbers, I think, from a judicial perspective, that, that concerns me.
I get that.
That concerns me as a community activist that, everybody that when I go down to the courthouse, I'm looking, since 2019, I'll pull it up for you. She says since 2019, the Attorney General office has a 99% conviction rate in the state of Florida. So when I go to the courthouse, I'm in essence saying everybody in here is guilty. And I just don't believe that's true. And I think where we get that number from is because we don't have enough lawyers, like you said yourself, that wants to go the extra mile to make things right.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are guilty, some people are overcharged, and then there's a population of people that are innocent. The statistics show that there is 2 people in a courtroom every single day waiting a wrongful conviction. That is information by the National Institute of Justice. So we know that it's out there. You know, how do you think that you being on the seat will be able to comb through that and even the playing field to make sure that we do get the people who are guilty? We do effectuate, you know, do the charges meet the evidence, and are these people not guilty of the crime?
Well, the only thing that I could really speak to on that issue without, you know,
off there, okay, I got you. I caught that one.
But I mean, I think that you have to look back at what I was talking about before and what I have dedicated the practice to, which is equal access for everybody. And I think that's what I was talking to you about when I was speaking on my Uncle Bobby, is that I have an awareness that without him having me and what I had a resource for, he would be in a very similar situation as everybody else, right? And I think that that's the experience. And again, when I was talking about, you know, learning that lesson very early, was that I had power.
So fundamental for you.
So much power. And whether I'm a lawyer or I'm on a bench or I am just a human, I have a obligation to this community, to everybody that I know or don't, to show up, do good work, and do the right thing. And I think that I have built my foundation on that, is I want to show up and I want to do good work for everybody, no matter what, whether you are the uncle with a niece in law school or you don't have that access. Everybody deserves to have an opportunity.
Now, you know, there are, when you go in court, you see there are diversion programs. Do you believe in the diversion programs? Because, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you.
No, it's okay. No, because we have programs that, I mean, a wide variety of programs that a couple of shows ago when this came up, I had to go back and do my own independent research and make a couple phone calls. That there's programs out there that we don't even know about that you can say we're going to get them into this program. And I was like, wow, like, you know, I've been entangled with the judicial system, you know, probably 15 years. And just going through all that, and there's programs I never even heard of. And then to say, like, man, wow, this person could have got this type of program. So, you know, are you more community-based, like, instead of taking your life away, a juvenile, maybe we contribute you to a program that maybe save you from going down the hardship?
Let me say this. I got an opportunity to work for regional counsel, which we talked about a little bit earlier, and they assigned me to work in the Marchman division.
Right.
And I remember walking around with my supervisor, and he was showing me all the different places that you could work, right? And I think that they probably wanted me to do some criminal work, maybe some dependency, because I had some experience there. And I walk into Marchman Court, and there is the clerk of the circuit court, Dottie. Dottie was the felony clerk that helped me with my uncle's case, all right? There was Kelly Griffin, who was a drug court counselor, who had stopped everything that she was doing to help me when I had reached out to her to help one of my clients get into a rehabilitation program to mitigate their criminal sentence. And I said to the supervisor, I said, no, I want to be here. This is where I want to work. This is where I belong. And I've been in Marchman. This is now my second year. Marchman is a very special court because it's a civil proceeding where your loved ones can file a petition against you if they believe that you have substance abuse disorder. And we can put them through rehabilitation and that kind of normally they have some sort of other
obligation
thing going on, whether it be criminal or otherwise, you know, they've lost their rights to own a firearm or they've been Baker Acted or something like that. So we help them go through a rehabilitation program. And that work for me has been the most rewarding because we show up every day saying we have the ability to change lives today. And we don't put these clients in jail. We give them an opportunity to get help. And when I can tell you how fulfilling it is to walk somebody out of the courtroom clean, sober, got a job, got their kids back, got their life back. And that, for me, has been a really awesome opportunity and a fulfilling role that I feel that I think to answer your question, yes, I believe in
Programs.
the opportunity for diversion.
Something you said, Christine, that has really, really warmed my heart, and I put it in quotations where you said, your motto is equal access for everyone. Back in 2017, I sat before the Florida bar 11 times because they said that I couldn't do something because I was a felon. And they said that I couldn't do this because I was a felon. And they said that I couldn't do this because I was a felon. It was Monica Bible of the Florida bar who took my presentation and she says, I absolutely will not go against what she wants to do for this community. All I was trying to do was get qualified as a provider through the lawyers, to provide through my criminal and social justice referral network an opportunity for lawyers to receive my referrals to help so many citizens who have found themselves on the other side of the law. Some were guilty, but a lot of them were not guilty. And I think lawyers like Michael Isaac. I love lawyers like Haiti or Praiser over in Clearwater. I love lawyers like Star Brookins. I love these type of attorneys who, like Malcolm, who are willing to stand in the gap for so many people in the community. I've yet to see the lawyers that I've named take $1 from any case that I've been referring to them, because it's the justice that they see, that this equal access to everyone, to have a private attorney walk into the courtroom with them. Because sometimes when a person who looks like me, okay, goes through the judicial system, and you go in there, you got all type of nervous butterfly knots in your hand because you've heard about this state prosecutor, you've heard about this judge, and you've heard about the injustices that were being handed down. And then you go in there and you're shaken, you're afraid. But sometimes to give you your mind and your heart and your soul and your spirit an easement, it's that equal access to everyone. Now I want you to have this opportunity to tell everybody what group you're running for, the primary date, your election date, and your contact information, so people will know how to get in contact with you. And what are your plans? Because when you win, you're going to have to close your practice. So what happens to your clients? I know all about that. So what happens to your clients? You know, do you have do you have a partner that's going to come in and take over the practice, or are you going to put them in the hands of a trust attorney? Like, what are you going to do with, because people like, well, what do you mean you won? But you was my lawyer. Well, now I'm probably going to be a judge. Then I'm going to have to conflict jack.
I know. I'm really big on manifesting. We got a call.
Yeah, we got a call.
Caller, you on there? Talk to us.
Hello?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Michael Randolph. I'm with the West Campus CDC, and I'm calling to let people know about our professional grant writing class that's anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks in West Campus. Folks that take this class can make anywhere from from $20 to $200 an hour. We're also working with the nonprofits in West Tampa to provide them with the necessary funds to get them strong again. So I encourage anybody that's in West Tampa to tap into these services. You can reach us at westtampacdc@gmail.com. Again, that's westtampacdc@gmail.com. And thank you so much, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you, Michael.
So you want to tell us who you're running for? And
okay, I'll give you the information. It's the county seat 11. The election is in August, and then the in November. So August and November.
And this is
so the primary's in August, and the election date is the official election date is in November.
Yes, ma'am. Of next year, 2023.
Yeah, 2024. So guys, we got a long way to go, but a short time to get there. That's what Willie Nelson say. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So we got a long way to go, but a short time to get there, because once after the holidays,
it's on,
I
Christine.
know.
It's on.
I'm ready for it.
It's on.
I'm ready for
so
it.
we're gonna see some yard signs, fundraising events going on.
Community
and,
events.
Yeah, we got to get you in there, Christine. So
I'm ready to
how
do it.
how can the public reach you? Give out your public phone number.
Okay, 656-200-0092.
Okay, again, that's area code 656-200-0092. That is Miss Christine Edwards, judicial candidate for the Hillsborough County 13th Circuit. Go, Christine. Go, Christine. I can see you going to be out there, Christine.
I'm excited for it. You know, you asked me about my practice, and I've been manifesting a lot of things, and I always put things in motion. You know, I have some friends that were kind of laughing because when I sought after this seat, I actually photoshopped a robe on a picture that I had, and I put it up in my office as that's what I'm trying. That's where I'm
you
going.
manifest. That's your
I'm
your
manifesting.
vision board.
My
Your vision board.
My vision board
Your
had
vision
that picture.
board.
They always give me, you know, they come into the office and they go, "That's so, you're crazy. Like, why'd you do that?" But I'm manifesting that. But I'm also not super presumptuous that I'm getting out of this unscathed. You know, like that somebody's not going to jump into the race, and that I'm
Because
not
right
gonna
now
have some
you're the only
opposition.
candidate, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm not that presumptuous, but there are plans in place for the practice, and my clients are, you know, they know what's going on, and I'm not leaving anybody. Nobody's going to be left alone.
Well, you know, Christine, one thing I've learned since 2008, interviewing a few hundred candidates in the state of Florida, on my different radio airways that I've had, both on social media, on former radio programs that I've had, and right here back at In Touch News again for the second time around. Don't give out too much information yet. Yeah, don't give out too much information. These are just, you know, snippets of history. I don't want to see history repeat itself. Candidates who have announced in an early run, don't give your opponent, a potential opponent, too much information to gather themselves. It always keep people wondering about what you're going to do.
And the good thing too is like you wanted your, you know, Miss Candy Lowe called in and said you're going to be on the bus tour. You know, a lot of candidates, they miss the mark of being involved with the community. They want people to vote for them, and they want people to call in and support them or donate, you know, financially. But a lot of the candidates who run for political offices, seats in other, you know, areas, just don't get involved with the community. You only see them when it's time to vote for them, or you see a sign go up, or you might see them at the last minute. Like, so being vigilant now is important. You know, being, you know, Michelle says, hey, don't give out too much information, but being a presence where people can say, oh, I saw her. She was with us. She's part of our community. Now she understands, you know, to our viewers, she's giving you a great inside look on some of the things that she's had to deal with personally from a legal standpoint. So when a person has to go through that type of road, they understand the judicial system better than anybody. And those are the people that I would support because they understand what it's like to be on the other side of it. So, you know, there's a lot of candidates that we speak to, and they want it for a glory seat, or they want it because it's going to give them more of a notoriety into the community, or it's going to give them something their colleagues can say, man, you did that. But I've heard none of that from you. All I've heard is I'm passionate about this. I understand it, and I want to make a difference. And those are the things, those are the pillars that I would want every candidate to stand on.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I really think that you're going to do very exceptional well in this race, Christine. You know, run this race with grace. And I always tell people all the time, people always don't understand the rabbit won the race. I mean, the rabbit lost the race because he didn't think that the tortoise was going to be, you know, at its finest. But see, the hare, as they say biblically, the rabbit got arrogant. He fell asleep at the wheel while the tortoise came and passed him on by. So when the rabbit woke up, he was just like, what do you mean you won this race? The race isn't given to the swift. It's given to the strong and those who will endure to the end. And I want you to run a fine race. Look, I'm getting chills. I want you to run a fine race, Christine. I feel your energy, and I know you got it in you. And I just want you to make me this promise. Pinky swear.
Well, wait, what's the promise?
Wait.
Let me get this.
Listen. I want you to see everybody like your Uncle Bobby.
Okay.
See everybody like your Uncle Bobby, and you're going to win. If you have that same grace, that fight in you, Don't be led by the prosecutors. A lot of judicial judges are led by the state. They let the state come in their courtroom
bully them
and tell them the way the courtroom. But you're the judge. You're gonna be the judge. You're gonna do fine, Christine. But run this race with endurance, and God gonna do everything else.
That's right. That's right. We believe in that. So many times you go down to the courthouse and the state is so powerful. They feel like they've gotten the evidence. They feel like a police report has been done. The defendant's probably sitting in the county jail, and they go in there with a bully mentality. They don't go.
Yeah,
they don't go
with their boxing gloves.
Yeah, you've seen it. You've seen it every week. They go in there. They come straight in there like they come straight in there with the briefcase like, hey, this is what we're doing today. This is what the defendant.
And put the box down.
And you sitting at the family shaking in the back, they're looking like, man, God, they got this person for the state. Like,
yes.
You done heard something. And when she was talking about you hear about the state prosecutor, and man, like it just overtakes the whole. And then that's where you get the kangaroo courtroom, because then some people say, man, we figure things have already been worked out, but a good judge, one who's not worrying about relationships, because we understand we got attorneys, we got prosecutors, we got judges. It's a circle. We all work in the 13th Judicial Circuit, so I'm not going to beat this person up because I know I do dinner here, or I go to these events, and I have to worry about my image before I think about somebody's freedom, or I have to think about somebody's image before I have to think about their children and their well-being. So a lot of times the mindset of a lot of these judges are, my reputation and my relationships means more than this person's life sitting in front of me. And a lot of times the Uncle Bobbies of the world will get lost in the shuffle because I'm worried about my relationship with this state prosecutor, or I'm worried about my relationship with this attorney, and not thinking about what's the deal with Uncle Bobby. Because guess what? And I want to say this for all our viewers, and you guys know I'm very passionate about this. A case in the state of Florida does not get vacated unless it was wrong from the beginning. No judge is willing to sign off on a state of Florida conviction and overturn that conviction if it wasn't wrong in the beginning.
Right.
And the only reason why it was wrong is because the people in the beginning didn't do their due diligence. And the Uncle Bobbies of the world have to sit in prison for 9, 10, 12, or whatever year it was on that 30-year sentence, when he's telling you in his soul it's wrong. Something is wrong. They got it wrong. I shouldn't be here. And it takes a advocate. It takes somebody to stand firm and say, I will go through this 1.5, 2-year, 3-year battle with you until we make it right.
That's it. 5 years we did that.
5 years. 5 years. For other people, it was longer. And I want to just say that when you do get the seat, because Michelle and I will definitely push everybody that we know to vote for you, to come out and support you, we're going to invite you to events that we may have. And we want you not only to win, but to make a difference. We want people's families to walk into a courtroom and know that they're going to get a fair shake for you. Because we have judges here that have been in the past, and this year is 30-year Thorpe, or this year this guy is Hang'em this and that, and
Hang'em Harry.
Harry. And you hear the phrases behind these judges, but it's truth in it.
There's a judge in Hillsborough County. I can't remember his name right now, but he has this beautiful plaque that sits behind him with a big fish. It says, a fish only gets caught if it opens its mouth. And I love that, because, yes, he letting you know you better be quiet as a defendant. Don't come up here running your mouth. You don't come up here running your mouth. But
anything you say will be used against you in the court of law. Please insert the Miranda rights. They're going to say that.
Be quiet. Because guess what? When a fish is hungry, or when a fish wants to bite, it's going to open up his mouth. And don't let these prosecutors fool you when you're inside the courtroom. Be like that judge with that fish behind that diocese. Be quiet.
And one thing that we do want to make it clear to all our viewers and our community is that if wrongdoing has happened and the defendant ends up in the judicial system, we want the judicial system to always get it right. Always get it right. If there's somebody that broke in your house and you seen this person and there's Zoom or the Ring camera called them and this and that, and you guys want to press charges or you want to hold them accountable, we want the law to always be right. But we're also saying that the scales of injustice needs to be equaled out. That lady sitting in front of that 13th Judicial Circuit down there is blindfold for a reason. It's in the 2023 era. We need to take that blindfold off of her so these scales can be even out, so that the people who do go through the system can get a fair shake. And they need to start getting a fair shake, hopefully, when we put judges like you in the seat that can review everything and say, this is the proper determination for this case. This is the decision I made. I stand firm on it. And everybody can go their separate ways.
Christine, let me just say this. Walter, let me remind you.
She don't know.
Yeah.
She don't know.
Lady Justice comes from Greek, okay? She comes from Rome, but she's also labeled as Lady Fortuna. Lady Fortuna is the angel of wealth. She's in front of every courthouse.
So they get rich now.
In the United Nations, because that's where the wealth comes in at, through that courthouse. And I agree with you 100%. Lady Justice is not blind. She got that blindfold just like this, and she's seeing what she want to see, and she's allowing what she wants to allow. We have judicial candidate Miss Christine Edwards joining us in the studios today. She's running for Group 11 for the 13th Circuit Judicial Group. Her primary date is August of 2024. The election date is November 2024. Her contact phone number, her public contact phone number is area code 656-200-0092. Christine, Walter has put together something, and we're going to be having a platform where we want the community and we want candidates to come and we want attorneys to come and listen to the community regarding some things that have been going on. We're going to be hosting it at Dominion Life Church, and we'll be putting the dates out. We're going to have the flyer circulating on social media, and we'd love for you to come and sit on the panel with Walter and myself. Well, I want to MC because I got this bad dress that I want to look good in. So, Walter, I'm an MC.
I got to go talk to the pastor tomorrow. The pastor at the service, come on down. I got to talk to you. But yeah,
we're putting it. Walter's been. This is the church that Walter attends. He's a phenomenal pastor there who's opening up the doors of the sanctuary and the edifice for us to have this event. And I love having events at churches because it makes people kind of be mild. You know what I'm saying? It makes people be mild. You know, we'll forget you in the edifices. Be quiet now.
So the purpose of this event is going to be held October 7th, and we're going to have that flyer in the next day or two. It'll be circulating on social media. It's probably about 2 weeks from now. We want to get the public down there where if you don't have the financial resources to obtain a lawyer, you can at least get free counsel, or you may have money and then the lawyer may work something out with you there. But we want to create a safe place where people can come, they can get legal advice, and maybe get representation. And we're asking for lawyers, we're asking for politicians. There's some people who've came to our show that said they'll be there. So, we want to add as much professionalism in the building so people can, and we're going to try. It's the first time we've ever did this. We think it'll be beneficial for our community. Monday I will be at the courthouse passing out flyers for this. Okay. So if people need to have some questions or whatever, they have a place they can go to. Cool. And we would definitely welcome you if you can make it. We know that
Let's do it.
Okay, well, it's going to be on a Saturday, so it's going to be around either like a 1 to 4 or 2 to 5 type of deal.
Let's do it.
That way people who are the normal moms and pops who work Monday through Friday, they can have a place where they can doesn't have to affect their work to go see somebody.
That makes sense.
And we're just a little bit after 12 o'clock. But Walter, I wanted to save the best for last. I've been wanting to tell you all week long.
Okay. We hit the scratch off?
No.
Talk to me now. Win Dixie, don't make me see a picture of you on Win Dixie saying you done hit for 50,000 and then ran off on me.
I get a pay raise?
Listen. An opportunity has presented itself. The show that we did a couple weeks ago, a news station here loved it and want to offer you and I an opportunity every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to be on the air talking about legal talk with Michelle and Walter.
Well, she don't know, but the people know. And,
I'm super excited about it. I've been wanting to tell you all week long, like, we're just waiting to Saturday because I just want to.
I should have came to the house. I should have went to Longhorns again.
Everybody, I'm not out in the sticks anymore, honey. Big Mama home. I'm back in East Tampa.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Back in East Tampa.
We just grateful for our viewers, for our community. Those are the ones that advocate for us, like Candy Low called. We put out good information. We don't lie to people. We try to be transparent as possible. Yes. As a community activist, as a criminal justice advocate, we want to put out good information. A lot of times people are misled. That's what leads to disenfranchised.
Yes.
When I'm not told the right information, I can't make the best decisions. Mm-hmm. They've done that since the beginning of time. Our oppressors fought tooth and nail to keep education from us.
Look what they're doing today.
So now when you fast forward and you got good information, you can make better decisions for your life. And we thank everybody who supports us, who listens to our show. I had a neighbor today taking out the trash, say, hey man, gotta give me the station. There's a new neighbor, and I gave her the phone number and everything, and I say, hey, this is where you can watch it, because people are just interested. People know we put out good information, so we look for all the blessings coming our way, and when we get a blessing, we share the blessings.
Christine Edwards, thank you so much for joining us in the studios this weekend. You guys remember her judicial candidate race is 2024. Primary is August 2024. Election day is November 24. She's running for Group 11, but remember Chrissy for the win.
There we go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Shout out to
much.
DJ Daryl and Miss Tampa Bay Tammy for this wonderful platform that they have for us. And Christine, promise me that you'll consider In Touch News, because they have a free newspaper that they put out every month, and it's gone. It thrives off advertisement. So if you consider this station for advertising when you're thinking about advertising, we appreciate you. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Stay Woke Show with Dr. Michelle Williams and Walter Dunn III this Saturday.
We're playing your favorite old school